In my hand, I've got a pretty standard modern day specialist lob wedge. Ping S159 58 degree wedge. All the characteristics that you'd expect from a lob wedge. Now, in the market, over the last few years, we've seen an introduction of these more game improvement wedges. So a wider sole, full face grooves, all about forgiveness, helping you get hard bunkers, helping you get the ball up in the air for people who struggle with strike and nervousness, if you like, with their chipping. Now, moving on from that, Ping have taken it one step further. Introducing the Ping BunkR. This thing is designed specifically, as the name suggests, to help golfers get out of bunkers. That is it. Really excited to test this one. Let's get into it. Now, a couple of years ago, on this channel, we reviewed the Ping Chipper, which went down an absolute storm amongst amateurs. Kind of a wedge that looked a little bit like maybe a 7-iron or a 6-iron that was built purposely for people who struggled around the greens, which meant that golfers could essentially almost adopt like a putting stroke and just bump and run the ball onto the green. So you didn't really have to think about the mechanics of chipping. Now, this is a similar premise. Although it looks totally different shape, it's there to help golfers not have to actually think too much about bunker technique, you know, maybe opening up your stance, widening the face. So yeah, super excited to see what this thing can do for my bunker game. Let's get into the bunker and check it out. First impressions of this thing. Well, it's different, but then slightly contradictory. It's quite familiar for people anyway that have used Ping irons in the past. It looks like an exaggerated version of the old Ping I, the original ones from the 80s and 90s, those Ping I irons. It's got that huge face, that large footprint, that kind of triangular drawn out shape by the ball. It looks like, I mean, it's kind of huge, to be honest with you. And as you look down at the ball, as I just take my normal setup here, I mean, their face just looks huge, and all you can do and all you can think of is loft. It just looks like there is so much loft on this golf club, almost to the point of, if I don't commit to this, I'm going straight underneath it. But I suppose that's what this is all about. It's about helping players get the ball up quickly without having to do much, as we said earlier, with the technique. So first impressions wise, I quite like it. Everything else, it's got the kind of, you know, modern Ping looks of a wedge. It's got that nice brushed finish, that brushed chrome finish. Plenty of grooves on the face. Looks like there's going to be, just feeling that face there, it's quite rough. Going to be plenty of spin. Cannot get over the loft on this thing. Felt pretty good. Felt like I didn't have to do much. Didn't feel like I hit the greatest shot in the world. Obviously, I've overhit that slightly. But so far, so good. If you're liking what you see so far, please hit that subscribe button. It takes 2 minutes, ring that bell, really helps us out on this Golfalot channel. And also stay tuned to the end of the video where I'm going to be putting the Ping BunkR up against head-to-head my normal Ping S159 wedge to see really how much help this thing gives me. Okay, so I've hit a couple there for some first impressions. Now let's look at the specifics of this Ping BunkR wedge. I said straight away with my first impressions there, looking down, all you see is club face and grooves. It's just, the loft is huge. Now, specifically speaking, there's 64 degrees of loft on this wedge. So lob wedge, you're looking at 58, maybe a 60 you'd have in your bag if you were to have 2 or 3 wedges in your bag. This is 4 degrees more than that at 64, so loads of loft to just pop that ball up and get it out there. And also, as I said earlier, to kind of alleviate the need for the bunker technique. You don't need to open this up. It's already opened up for you. And then that brings me on to the sole. You can see there how wide that sole is. All about sort of gliding across the sand, no digging, no chopping in, digging, which I know some people struggle with. There's 14.5 degrees of bounce here. Huge amounts. It looks strange. It's not going to look the prettiest in your bag as you kind of pull it out next to your irons, but if you're going to be somebody who buys something like this, I don't think you're going to be worried about, hey, you want to get it out of the bunker. Okay, so the first few I hit, you could have seen, obviously, naturally, I kind of went to open my stance a little bit and play it like a normal bunker shot. What I'm going to try and do now is try and not play it like a bunker shot, almost as if I was just stood up to a normal wedge shot. So I've chucked a couple of balls down here in this bunker, give myself a very standard, normal bunker shot, nothing too tough, nothing too easy. And I'm going to try and stand to this like I kind of would a normal wedge shot, like I say, like a normal maybe 70, 80 yard pitch. Not opening the face, the ball's in the middle of stance. I'm going to try and just keep my weight fairly neutral and just take a normal little pitch swing. Okay, a bit heavy, but there's obviously that forgiveness there. It's tough because I naturally want to kind of sit back and open it up even more, but then I'm opening it to like 70, maybe 75 degrees aloft, and you certainly don't want that. It's never going to go anywhere. So it's hard to kind of change that mindset, stay fairly neutral, and still commit to it to get it back to that flag. Yeah, again, same, it just kind of pops up a little bit. It's definitely just pops up on you. I think I still need to remember to kind of give me some speed. It's not a magic wand. I need to still commit and give it some a bit more. Okay. 3, exactly the same there. Again, that's probably me, but it's a mindset thing. I'm catching those a little bit heavy. There's that super wide sole, but it's still getting me out of the bunker. But I think I personally just need to get used to not playing it really like a bunker shot, which is hard when you've played bunker shots the way I have all my life, to be honest with you. This comes in with an RRP of £175 with a steel shaft, which is what I've got it in, and £185 for a graphite. Just to give a bit of context to that, chipper that we've talked about a little bit in this video, you can get them now for under £150, around about 120, 130. And then your kind of premium wedges, your Vokies, that sort of thing, the Ping Glide wedges, you're looking at about 160, 150, maybe up to 175 minimum anyway for those sort of premium wedges. So price-wise, it's expensive, don't get me wrong, for a game improvement, super game improvement wedge that you essentially can only use out of bunkers, but it's in that ballpark. This is how expensive single clubs are now in your bag, and I don't think that's too bad. If this is going to save you from those bunker nightmares, I can't quite believe I'm saying it, but I don't think £175 is too bad. Okay, so as I said at the start of this video, I'm going to put the Ping BunkR wedge head-to-head in a little test with my Ping S159 wedge. Now I just want to show you here a little bit sort of the difference in these head shapes here. You can see them, obviously I'm not holding them flat on the floor, but the difference in shape and the difference in sole and the difference in the size of the face really and that loft, there's so much difference in there. It almost feels a little bit like you can't miss. Now I know I'm setting myself up for a little bit of a fall there, but let's talk about this challenge. Really, really simple. We're here at Denton Golf Club. We've got the green here behind me and we've built 4 different scenarios across 2 different bunkers. Okay, so I'm gonna hit 4 balls with the Ping S159 and 4 balls with the Ping BunkR wedge. Let's see which one wins. Just before we get into this, I'm just thinking we're gonna do S159, then the BunkR wedge. It's going to be quite hard. The challenge here, I think, is going to be switching between styles. But again, it'll be a good test of it. Let's get into it. Okay, so station 1, we're starting with a normal wedge. And now on to the Ping BunkR. This is harder than it looks. I know it should be easier, but my brain, my technique, I'm quitting on it. I'm just getting a little bit stuck with the size of the head. 2 more stations to go. Let's see if this little thing can redeem itself. was quite an interesting one. Didn't catch it thin, but just didn't get it up quick enough. 2 poor shots from me there. Final station. Okay, so the final shot on station 4. Fairly simple little bunk shot. I'm going to try and really lean into this technique of not doing much at all. I'm almost going to try and punch this a little bit. See if we can level things up. Again, a pretty interesting one there. Let's have a look at the results and get into a verdict for the Ping BunkR. Okay, some final thoughts after reviewing the Ping BunkR Wedge. Now, one thing I will say is Ping are kind of the masters of this sort of thing. You know, you see these sort of clubs in your kind of bargain buckets or whatever, you know, Sports Direct, that kind of thing. There's loads of types of clubs like this, so there's definitely a market for it. But Ping are the masters of forgiveness. We all know that. They nailed it with the chipper. The Ping i2 irons were all about that kind of forgiving style to start with. They still make the most forgiving drivers. So they know what they're doing, and they wouldn't have made this club without there being a gap in the market for it. So there clearly is. Would I use it? No. Straight off the bat, no. I'm not somebody who necessarily struggles too much with my bunker game. It's certainly not the best part of my game, but it's also not the worst. So I prefer, and you've probably seen from this video, prefer to have a normal specialist wedge in my bag. But do I think there's something there for the golfer that struggles out of bunkers? And when I say struggles out of bunkers, I don't just mean doesn't always chip it close, doesn't always get up and down, isn't always that confident. I mean the type of golfer who literally can't get out of a bunker. The type of golfer, when you're in a bunker, it's nightmare time. What I've found is, even when you do hit those bad shots, I struggled with it. I was catching it a bit heavy. I started to lose a bit of confidence. I wasn't committing to every bunker shot because I didn't really know how to sort of address the shot. Every bunker shot got out of the bunker. It popped up every time, even when I kind of decelerated on it. If you're that type of golfer and you don't mind spending £175 to get out of bunkers, this thing is going to help you. Having said that, I do think there is one little problem, well, maybe not a problem, but a decision that you need to make before buying a wedge like this. You've got to think, if you've got 14 clubs in a bag, is this club that can only be used out of bunkers? You're not going to use it, it's 64 degrees by the way, remember. You're not going to use this for pitching. You're not going to use this for chipping around the greens. It's not designed for that. This is designed for out of bunkers. Are you going to replace, for example, a hybrid, another wood, another iron with this just for usage out of bunkers? You might not go in a bunker every round. You might only go in one bunker. So that's, I think, the decision that you've got to make. Not whether this is going to help you out of bunkers. It's definitely going to help you out of bunkers if you struggle out of them. Give you confidence, you'll get it closer, you'll get it out more. But the decision to make is it worth it compared to another club at the top end of the bag that could help you lower scores? And that's it, my thoughts on the Ping BunkR Wedge. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you intrigued by this? Do you struggle getting out of bunkers? Do you think it could help your game? Get into the comments and let me know. That's it from me. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, subscribe for more.